Yesterday, the Council on Competitiveness held its one-day Western Energy Summit near San Jose, California. Among the primary agenda items, accelerating energy innovation. Clean Skies' Tyler Suiters moderated two of the day's 4 sessions, and afterward he talked with one of the panelists from the private sector about the direction of U.S. solar industry.
One of the focuses here at the Western Energy Summit is how do we get where we need to be from where we are right now. With some of the answers to that is Dick Swanson. He is president and CTO of SunPower here in Northern California. Dick, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
I know a big billing to live up to.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the solar industry itself.
Yeah.
You've been a part of it for at least 25 years now. Where do we stand right now on the world stage?
35.
Okay. I don't want to shortchange you 10 years.
Well, the solar industry is, I think it really at a cusp where it's transitioning from kind of a niche player in the past that played a very insignificant role in energy to a player that's going to be a major supplier of clean energy on the world stage. So we're right at that transition. It's a really an exciting time in our industry.
I have seen some critique that we're already far enough behind on the international stage in terms of PV manufacturing that we really need to focus on the next generation of PV. Would you agree with that?
No, I don't think you need to focus on any particular technology. What's really important is deploying PV, and the technology and the know-how follows the deployments. We saw that in Germany when Germany made a big thrust to become a major player. The sort of center of technology slowly shifted from the U.S., where the technology was invented, to Germany. Okay, and I see now as the policies are nurturing more development within the U.S. as far as deploying technology, I think we'll see the same thing coming back to the U.S.
With that exporting of technology, did that shift come about as a result of policy? Or was it the private industry failing to achieve a certain level?
Purely policy. One of the things about energy that I learned kind of the hard way is it's very political. And it's always been the case. It's nothing particular to solar. Energy is political, whether you're talking about the Rural Electrification Act in the 1930s, where we electrified the entire country, brought electric lines to every farm, basically. That was not a cost-effective, that was not a decision based on that farmer paying back for bringing transmission electricity to his farm. That was a public policy statement that we wanted farmers to lead the same lifestyle that people in the cities did. And that whole involvement of the public sector within the energy has lasted to this day. So I think people understand that. And certainly the center of activity tends to move around as various enterprises get going. I mentioned Germany. Prior to that, it was Japan. Then it became Spain. Now Italy's kind of awakening, and the United States is certainly an awakening giant. Japan is now back in the game because so it's kind of moving around, but the key is support from really the people that we needed clean energy. We have a problem. We're running out of fossil fuel. The earth is heating up. We have to do something about it. And that realization, awakening, if you will, happens at different times in different places, that's all.
In terms of domestic policy, Dick, you've had a good 10 to 12 months. The TARP funding included an 8-year extension of investment tax credits for the solar industry. Right. We're on the verge of potentially seeing a national renewable electricity and efficiency standard put into place. What's the next step? What else do you need to see? Is it the cap on carbon emissions that will really benefit the solar industry overall?
No, I think the basic framework of the policy that's in place right now with the renewable energy tax credits and the various portfolio standards, it forms a basic underlying stage on which to do it. The rest is more or less details. The key thing, though, is, for example, you mentioned the 8-year extension. In the past, we've had almost annually changing policies.
Oh, dominated by uncertainty.
Yeah, and this has stifled innovation. Can you imagine, for example, in California, until the California Solar Initiative came along, the government California government reallocated the funds annually. They were usually run out before the end of the year. So can you imagine running an installation business where you told your employees, we'll probably, the incentives will run out in October, so take the rest of the year off, and then maybe they'll renew it and maybe we can start up again. Right. So I think we're through that in the United States, and certainly the recent energy crisis awakened the general public that we need to think about this and figure out a rational way to go forward.
Final topic, Dick, turning from policy to practicality. What is the biggest hindrance to solar becoming a baseload generation source? Is it energy storage or is it cost?
It's neither, I think. It's time. Basically, if you look at where we were this year in terms of solar, speaking of solar photovoltaics now, it was about 3/10